Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. I'll be with you here just in a minute. It is Friday. Sorry, it's Friday Eve. It's Friday Eve, January 27th. 8:02 a.m. Central Time here in Florida. Let's go ahead and get started. So this should be pretty straightforward. It's a roller coaster out there. So futures are kind of giving us a look at what maybe is to come. I would imagine that many traders are on eggshells as they cannot trust the market, right? So you got long saying, hey, I just can't hold overnight. And you have bears who are rejoicing, right, at night and waking up this morning with their foot in their mouth. So it's not an easy market for any side. So if you're having a difficult time, don't take it personal. The market does not care about your feelings. All right. The only thing that the market really could be trustworthy about is good levels. And good levels we do have. So let's go ahead and go over those really quick as we open up this morning. We had the ES futures. Remember this, okay? Because our numbers have been exactly where we want them to be and what we're calling for. ES futures put in their low or flush low, as I talked about in the broad market analysis across the board. It came into a demand level or a support level. It then flushed everybody out, created a hammer, okay, and now we have this range to deal with. I want to go ahead and zoom in here. So here you could see was the high, we had the low down here, we have our proprietary edges here, the trendy edges, and this is what I call a future edge. So going forward, as long as price can hold this purple line, I'm looking for the market to round out here and potentially move into earnings, meaning we have a cycle up, perhaps 1 to 3 days. Let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so you'll notice that I have some Fibonacci's on here as well, from the pivot high into this pivot low. Right here, I'm looking for a move potentially today, 45.12, with a support level of 42.80. 42.80, potentially 45.12. Intraday, look for 43.54 to hold. If it can hold, I do believe we continue up towards 44441.50, 4,441.5. Any bids above here, we should see a move into 44.82, and we could end the day at around 45.12 if we get that nice cycle up. Disclaimer, I'm not totally bullish yet until we can start to build value above this 38.2. This is very important. So this is still a red flag conditions. Volatility is high, your VIX is high, and so therefore be careful. Notice that over here on the right hand side of the screen I have the VIX and I have the advancers. Notice that I also have some annotations here. These are very important. So I want to have these on the screen today so we can watch these. We want the VIX to dive down, at least getting down towards 22 to 20. That would be really nice to kind of confirm that cycle up. Okay. Up here in the advancers, notice it says buy the dip, scalps, chops, scalps, sell the rip. All of these areas work very well. You need to keep this on a very low time frame, typically somewhere between 2 and 5 minutes. We want to see as the market advances. We want to be on the right side of things. Okay. Now, from a divergence standpoint, what we're looking at right now, folks, is the daily. The daily cloud is here, price is here. This is our divergence, and we could see that move up towards the 44.44 level. Okay. This is what we're looking for right now as long as 43.54 holds. Now, why is this important? I'm not a futures trader. Listen, guys, I've been using this since inception. Okay, since I started trading, this is very important. For every 10 points, you're looking for about $1 in the SPY. That's why it's important. If you could do the math currently and look, and you do the subtraction between 4441 and current price, every 10 points is $1. So if you don't trade the ES futures, that's okay. You could still use these levels to help you and guide you. Okay? And I will get into SPY here in a second. Let's go ahead and move on. What's important here, let's go over into Thinkorswim, SPY, Qs, DIA, and IWM. Remember, over the neutral, I like to get long. Notice how prices have come into, it's pretty wild, right? But the biggest thing that I want you to take note of this morning is going to be the fact that the 4-hour candles are inside the cloud. Okay? Kind of hard to see, so I'll go ahead and outline it for you. The cloud here, okay, is there on the SPY. Here on the QQQ, we're looking at it like this. Here on the DIA or the diamonds or the Dow Jones, we're looking at it like this. And here on IWM, we're looking at it like this. So we're just barely in the cloud here. We're in the cloud here. We're in the cloud here. And we are in the cloud here. So what does that mean? It means turbulence, guys. It means volatility. It means be careful. Every time that prices come up into the cloud during this cycle down, it's been a great short opportunity. All right. Now, at some point, this cloud will break. I don't know when that's going to be. Listen to me. I have no idea when that's going to be. But we are in the cloud, and therefore, you need to be patient. The easier trades are outside of these clouds. Okay? Outside of them. And if we look back on the SPY here in the left-hand side, you could see that price has not moved over the cloud in quite some time. But when we were over the cloud, it was a nice trend up. For right now, folks, just know that you are under resistance, and this gap up of about 35 points at the moment is pushing you into a 4-hour resistance. Be cautious on open. It's very volatile. Implied volatility for the SPY is up above 42%. That's pretty crazy. When we're talking about the SPY, it's typically like a safe haven. You know, it's very liquid. The bid and ask are very tight. And the implied volatility is typically very low. Totally different conditions. Okay? So what does this mean? Does it mean you can't trade anymore? What I've been doing for myself is that I'm using shares in this higher implied volatility. And then every once in a while when I earn some profits and I make some profits, I'll take a try at options. I love options. Options are my go-to. But with implied volatility this high, shares are my go-to. Now here's another thing. I have a very strict process. So basically I'm taking buy and sell signals based off of my signals. Okay? And then I know where I need to put my stops and where my targets are. Just for purposes out there for anybody that's wondering, it may not sound like a lot, but what I'm doing with my shares is once I go long or short, is I'm trimming at or around 40 cents, around 70 cents, $1, and then I'm bringing it up to trail stops. That's just what I'm doing. Okay? Now on options, if you choose to take options, you have to think this way, in my opinion. Okay? Is that you want to be smaller but with wider stops. And the reason why is because most of you are picking the right side. But the majority of you are being stopped out due to tight stops in a crazy volatile environment. And you cannot do that. You really can't. Because most likely what's going to happen is you'll be stopped out. Price will head back in the direction you wanted. And then you just get frustrated and you give up. Remember, it's all about probabilities, right? So if you have a good system, your probability should weigh out that you're going to win more than you lose. All right? If you're not in that category, you got yourself the wrong teacher. You're looking at the wrong stuff. And I would encourage you to come hang out with us at Trendy Trading. Okay? All right. So, looky here. Dow Jones getting close to breaking the upper neutral. And if we do break above there, we could see price move into 345.19 to 346.91. You could go over to the Dow or the diamonds and look for your top 5 runners there. You know, you might want to see if BA wants to do something today. It's up about $1.50 this morning. You could have that on watch. Anyways, let's go ahead and move away from what I would consider the broad market analysis. Let's go back over here to ES. You can see what's going on there. Let's talk about the skew really quick. So skew, hedge funds. Talked about this yesterday. Very, very important. And again, I apologize, and hoping that at least maybe our live feed here is actually working this morning. Can't promise anything. The internet's been really wonky on the East Coast for a couple days now. Basically, we came into an environment where we could see a move up in the market. You can see here we have these green lines that say risk on, and then we have levels up here where it says risk off. Okay? So, skew came down into the area of risk on, so what we want to be thinking is longer term call side. Okay? Remember also the P call was telling us that the majority of the market was on the put side. And when the majority of the market is on the put side, guess what? We're looking to rip. That way we can catch everybody off guard. Just like when everybody's on the call side, we want to be looking for a nice pullback. All right? All right, let's go ahead and move on. So this is the SPY that I'll be watching as far as my signals go. Okay? This morning, I actually took this short and got stopped out. And then as I was prepping for my morning, unfortunately, I missed my second signal. As you can see, my second signal is working very well. This would have got us in at around 435.92 with current price around 437. This would have made up for my small stop that I got stopped out on the short side. But that's trading. That's kind of how things go sometimes. So what am I going to do as we open up here? It's very simple. If we can stay above the cloud and I get to buy signals, I'm looking to go long. But please write down or just keep in mind what our resistance areas are as we actually are opening up into those. And that's kind of how pre-market does with futures. A lot of the run is pre-market and at night. So, what are my levels that I'm looking for? Resistance? 438.30, 439.20, 440.44, and 441.41. Support levels: 435.67, 435, and 433.44. Let's go ahead and move on. This is my focus as always. I'll be trading the SPY. Let's go ahead and move on to the Qs. Same thing, folks. Listen up. We have some buy signals that came through. Those are working very well. You can see here as well, buy signal, buy signal. And ever since then, we have moved up at around $2. Your resistance for QQQ is going to be 349.97. Above that, 353.08 and 354.20. Things are looking good. Disclaimer, we are opening into resistance. I think I've said that enough. Oil, looking great. It's up $1.13. Energy, all those nice names doing some things. By the way, I'm also looking at Amazon. We took Amazon yesterday. That was a nice little trade. I'm watching AMD. It came into my box here. Okay, so longer term, this is looking pretty good. Keep in mind, we do have earnings coming up. So I'm not ever trading into earnings. What I like to do is make profits and use the levels and potentially buy debit spreads and so forth. Okay, but this is my blueprint for AMD. All right, so last one here is Devon. This is an energy company, and you know, this is what the blueprint looks like to me. This is very, very important. They have earnings coming up as well. Strong name, and one of the only sectors that I believe is working. The TA shows that the all-time high, which is over here on your left-hand side. Okay. And current price is trying, or is it passing the bear channel, which it's passing that bear channel. I like to trade long-term as long as it can hold above that 38.2. Okay. Earnings is 2/15, February 15th. I would like to take this, and if it works out, buy call debits months out, as I feel price could be headed to the 50 and the 618 or the golden Fibonacci level of this entire pivot high to pivot low. That puts us at around $80. Energy's on fire, but there is one bear note that I want to take into account here, is that ever since we created the inside and up at around October, price has hardly pulled back. So we're literally sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I take that back. This is 3M. This is your quarterly chart. Let's go back here and go to the weekly. Okay, this is what we got going on right here. Pretty bullish. All right, so for 6 quarters, we've been headed straight up. All right, I like this chart. Looks like we're trying to create a base here, and again, Long term, I like this name. Short term, I don't really want to get too into the weeds. This is something I want to buy, and as long as that weekly cloud holds, I want to stay in that trade. Okay? Pretty straightforward. So what does that mean? Let's go ahead and just zoom in here really quick. A lot of people might be a little confused by that. I'm using a 9 EMA, so let's just say the 9. A lot of you guys use the 8 or the 10. Doesn't really matter. The 9 works with the trendy methodology the most. All right, so you can see current price is where this orange dotted line is at around $53. Okay, and that cloud comes in at around 46.18. Right now, this would be my risk from a swing perspective. My target for now would be 59.60. I would expect price to move up into this level and then pull back. And it could be, that it moved there into earnings and then we pull back. So I would want to be trimming as I get closer to this area, taking profits if it cannot break over, and as it pulls back, I'm buying debit spreads for this area here, CDS. Call debit spreads. Okay. If you don't know anything about those, again, I'd like to teach about those around the trendy levels here at TrendyTrading.co. All right. So other than that, we had, I believe we had, did we have Tesla yesterday, guys? Hey, good morning to all of you. Good morning, Austin. Morning, Brock, Mike, everybody. Nice to see you guys in here. Erica. Let's see here. I got a couple notes coming in, so give me just 1 second. That's funny. All right. Hey, Austin, I'm not sure if you know, man. I went live on YouTube and over at Twitter. I can't tell. It kind of feels like they're a little slow still. But, yeah. Arthur, so if you're listening on YouTube, it's typically, I know back in the day, it was like a 15-second delay, man. Always. So it's more for like recording purposes, so it can be out there for teaching. So just know that. That's what it used to be. I think it was 11 seconds. A lot of people didn't realize that. That's for everyone that I'm aware of. So anyways, let's go over here to XLE. So energy, right? Energy and oil. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We traded this the other day. It looks really good. You can see pre-market, it's up towards a high. Guys, the resistance is at around 67.37. I still believe if energy can continue here Friday, if you're into weekly trading, as some people call it, lottos, you could see a 67. In XLE currently it's trading at around 66.36, and these are pretty inexpensive, folks. Okay, so 66.36. All right, let's go over here and check out BA. Okay, as I was saying, the Dow was looking sort of strong. They're up about $1.58. Let's go ahead and take a look here. This is the channel that I gave you guys, and every time we break out of this channel, it comes right back in. As far as support goes, if for some reason BA can't get any sort of lift off, I would be looking for it to come back down into this coefficient here at around 186.5. Okay. I'm really not interested in BA except for on an intraday perspective. So it would have to have a buy signal, okay, from our lower time frames. And if I take that trade, then it's intraday until proven otherwise, which brings me back to being very clear with you guys. I am intraday until proven otherwise, okay? What that means is that whatever I take needs to build value, and I need to be happy with that value. I need to trim. And then if I have remaining positions, I'll hold those. Basically, I would be taking their money into close, not my money. Okay? the conditions again are pretty wild. And again, if I'm your lifeguard, I'm going to have to tell you that the conditions today are red flag. So what does that mean? It means you need some sort of flotation device, folks. You need a process. All right. Apple looking fairly strong this morning. Let's go over gold. I see a couple guys that have been tweeting about gold, and they're completely wrong, right? And so I found this pretty interesting. Somebody out there that runs a service is like, pushing gold. GS. I mean, listen, guys, everyone that's watching me right now, which is quite a few of you, this is the kind of stuff that's like really frustrating, right? This chart doesn't look good. How are you going to send something out telling people that gold looks good when price was literally coming into a gap fill? Okay? Not only that, but you remember, let me teach you guys something really quick, okay? Let me teach you guys something really quick about this. What is invisible? What can we not see that can help you understand what we're coming into here? It's an inside and down, right? You guys see that? See that the down is missing because there was a gap down. But one of the best tricks that you can use so that you can kind of understand what's going on here, I know that when I was beginning, right, a beginner, I didn't really see this. But this can really open your eyes, guys. I want you to take a red, and I want you to see this. Okay? This is what's really going on here. Yeah, sure, you can fill the gap, all right? But this is what we call an inside and down, all right? And this is picture perfect. Price has moved up to the inside and down, and it has come down. I would never ever tell anybody that this is a good place to get long. Okay? So, what do you do here for gold? Well, gold is going to be one of those things, in my opinion, that are going to move in the futures market in most cases. It's going to happen when most people do not even trade futures. Then you're going to wake up, it might gap over the inside and down, and then you'll catch yourself trying to buy the gap up. So, long term, this is my thing. If it can hold this cloud down here, then perhaps it'll build value here, but it's not even worth trying until it shows me that it can hold above this box. Okay? That's me. I'm not saying you can't buy it on the dip and make some money, but long term, I don't like this trade unless it can get up here. All right? Now, let's go back. This was a great teaching lesson because I saw this tweet and I refrained from saying anything. Folks, this is a weekly chart. There's nothing about this that looks great. There's a big channel here, and sure, you could say at some point it could move over the box or move under the box. The easier trade, in my opinion, is over this inside and down. See this inside and down, folks? It's just as ugly. It's an ugly one, okay? And this is all what we call supply. Bulls don't like supply. All right, bears like supply. We want to short at these areas. Okay, so if you shorted here, congratulations. All right, let's go ahead and move on. See if anything. AMD, I just went over that. This is something I'll be watching, folks. It's up $1.84. What does this look like from an intraday perspective? Let me go ahead and show you. I'm just going to simply trade this based off of signals. Okay, pre-market. You could have already went long. Your support right now is at around 110.5. Our target here is 114.26. You can see we are flagging here on a 5-minute. Actually getting a buy signal for right now. But keep in mind, the broader market is moving into resistance. So we'll be watching a lot of things as we open up. Again, advancers over here on the right, the VIX over here on the right, and over here on the left is my Thinkorswim watch list. This is TradingView in the middle. Okay, so I'm working with about 8 different screens here, and Ashley is joining me this morning, and she's trading over there. You've probably seen her walk past me a couple times. Um, she'll be trading with me as well. So I wish all you guys good luck. I hope we all do well this morning. I know that times have been turbulent. I know that we've been staying very focused in here. Yesterday was crazy. Discord went down. My internet went down. Everything was down. I don't even think I could use my phone for a little bit. So conspiracy theorists, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. You know, cool, right? It's pretty crazy out there. It is. It is absolutely crazy. So right before we open up here, we have about 3 more minutes, and then we'll get started. I'm gonna go heat up my coffee. We're gonna do great, guys. Don't forget to chime in if you look at, or if you're finding something that you think is a good trade. Bring it up. Let's have a good one. All right, let's see here. Also, you might hear some loud screeching noise. Those are going to be my alerts, and I apologize in advance. Um, Matter of fact, what I'll do here, let's see, I'm going to put this on here. Yeah, let's get over. All right. You guys can still hear me, correct? We're good? All right, guys, I got AMD in front of me right now. Just kind of scroll through things here. ES futures, like I said, possible move back into the 38.2 at around 4441. Skew is not important right now, so I'm going to take that off. And I'm just going to stay on the SPY here for a few. It's going to be just as volatile as it was this morning. Just remember that. Or last night, I should say. Okay, and there goes SPY. Alright, there's that first little target that you guys can see there on the white line. Now what we should see is a little pullback into this cloud. A little bit of digestion here, I would imagine. And no signals for me right now. I missed this one earlier this morning. It's a little bit of a bummer. There's that pullback into the cloud here. So advancers, let's take a look here, are on buy the dip. I know it's hard for you guys to see, so I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. There we go. Annotation's kind of in the way here, I apologize. I'm going to move these over a little bit. Alright. So AMD's doing good. Everything's pulling back. That's the way we want it. We don't want to be chasing this stuff. Gold even pulled back. Okay. Alright, let's see what you guys are going to do. Let's see, Brock going to be a cowboy and perhaps short this open. Okay. Amazon, nice little move here, 27 points. Let's go over here and see. I need to schedule my buy signal here really quick. So there we go. I'll create those alerts so I don't have to sit here and watch it. And let's go over here to AMD as well. We'll look at AMD options just really quick. Okay, and let's go into DVN. There we go. Alright, so we're starting to move a little bit there. Look for that 59. Remember, we have earnings coming up. Okay, so just want to double check on those on Thinkorswim. It's already up quite a bit at 3.25%. So I'll probably just kind of scale in here. Earnings 215 after market is what TOS says. So I'm probably looking at 18th February. And possibly see, I'm going to go with these. Alright. Roberto, did they have earnings yesterday? I asked in the room, nobody said anything. I saw it. I just was confused. It didn't look like it was moving. And by the way, guys, you can see I'm in the 18th February's 52.5s on DVN. And I paid $3.90. And this is a longer, I'm not going to be concentrating on the daily move unless I get stopped out. So let's see, we're going to come over here and let's look at Tesla. Down 42 bucks. Okay. Yeah, nice job on that XLE, man. I think Abundance Options is still in XLE as well. At least from last time I saw. She had, what she told me, 10 contracts, I think. Very nice. And I apologize, I got Devin at 410, not 390. Could have swore I put it in for 390, but I got filled at 410. It's all good. Alright, we could be shooting up there for that 4482 on SPY. Let's go back over here. Nice push. There you go. So right into the cloud and up on the 5-minute, we are getting a buy signal. You can see over here, guys, please pay attention to the right-hand side. Our advancers are advancing. Okay, and it, again, buy the dip. The dip is basically a support level, or in this case, a trendy edge or a cloud or something like that. Alright, BA now at 261. let's go over here into our neutral strategy. All right, so right here, guys, Dow Jones did push up into 345.19. Congratulations if you took that. I did not. My concentration there was Devon. But again, a nice successful neutral trade. You know, not huge, but it's a win. And huge is perspective, depending on how much you put into it, right? But keep in mind, set your alerts here on SPY. We're going to create an alert at or above the neutral there. And let's go ahead and do the same thing over at IWM. We've already had a successful trade over there. I could also set OCOs to take longs over these levels instead of watching or waiting. There we go. And there goes Dow. Let's go over here to BA, like we talked about. Okay, let's go over here to Amazon. Could see 28.80. It's a pretty expensive 1300, so I'll probably just trade equity, but there goes the move right there. Let's do a butterfly here. Let me see. There we go. So I'm going to wait on IWM for one more push. See if it can get over the neutral there. DIA, very nice push. liking this Raytheon. Let's see if we can get over this level. Alright, future is getting pretty close anyways. SPY looking good. AMD still on the pullback. Amazon, no buy signal yet. I'll most likely go in with shares there. AMD, Tesla. That BA, that's what I'm going to take a look at here. There we go. Let's get and by the way, we entered some SPY there as well, guys. Let's see, what is this? Amazon, long term. Yep. Yeah, there goes my Amazon on a buy signal. Damn it, wrong fucking... What is going on? Oh, it's because I still have... Damn it to hell. That's funny. That was funny. I was trying to get in. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get in. And I had my good till canceled extension hours on. So I'm like, why is this not buying? You know? It's all good though. And we should see 2880 on that Amazon. That would have paid you already 100%, I think, on those 2880s. That was quick. I think those were, well, not quite, I apologize, but almost. Nice buy signal, nonetheless. And you'd be going for this upper trendy edge up here. 2878. There's that buy signal. DIA up into T2. SPY's trying to break over the neutral, guys. See if we can get going. We're coming right up into this target here. We need to take off and get a 4441, which would be like another 30 points here. So right up into the trendy edge here, guys. We'll probably pull back just a tad. We'll see how long that lasts. So everything's basically come right into levels and then pull back here. You can see that on our IWM, DIA, QQQ, and SPY just right here at that level, just kind of stalling. So give it a little bit of time, let it breathe, see if we can kind of resume trend here shortly. DBN with a nice little pullback there from 230 all the way down to $1.50. I'm going to check out some oil futures here. See if I want to try a couple trades. It is volatile as well, so just know that. $110.74 AMD. Now DE is working down here on AMD. I want to see if it continues to drop. If it does, I'm looking for probably close to 108.60. We'll see though. Remember, we're still in buy the dip scenario, so for any shorts that I try are going to be pretty small. I think that's where a lot of traders they lose sight. You got to have a system. Like overall, markets up 55 points. Advancers are still above 2,000. So if I go short, which I did go short, my stops are a little bit tighter than they would be. Alright, right back into the cloud and up. The cloud is holding for the most, and by the dip, again, you guys can see kind of how that cloud is working, and you have by the dip, so. Yeah, is it a short or? No, you can. Just try a lighter delta, smaller delta, but also buy, maybe buy like a Monday strike instead of Friday. Volatility is just so high. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what Ashley's looking at too. She's looking at the triple. She's looking at the Qs as well.
Yeah, I'm looking. I wanted to get back in the neutral box. Is she trying to go long, or did she go long?
She's looking at longs. She's not looking at any of the neutral or anything though. I told her to look at Monday strikes, man, just because.
Fair. It would be nice if we get a push on the Qs here back into the weekly neutral box. I think it's like 351.46.
Yeah, it'd also be nice if IWM would move.
Well, I gotta take a look.
IWM's always like that's IWM, man. Like it's tricky. Last week, or sorry, just a couple days ago when we took it, it directly went to T1. This morning, I bought a little bit and then it pulls back immediately. But I think it's more about paying attention here, guys, to the advancers and just understanding that right now, things are looking up. The VIX is pulling back. The cloud is holding. We're trying to trend. We're trying. Don't quote me though. We're only 37 minutes into the session. It feels like a day already.
I like Tesla holding this mid-yearly, though. I think it's a good thing because we're right at the yearly mid.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're just going to sit here under the edge, man. It'd be nice if we could break over this. This is the issue, right? We have a lot of trendy edges above price. We have a lot of resistance above price, I got some of my money back on that quick scalp right there on the SPY. There we go. Advancer's starting to move now.
I'm trimming some of my cues here.
Yeah, Austin's trimming some of his cues. Have you already trimmed, babe? You don't have to, do you? Yeah, be faster too. You gotta have an idea where you want to trim. If you want to trim and then you go back and then it starts pulling back, and then you're just chasing that trim, you lose money. You need to already know where you want to trim. So you make a good point, T Camp. Okay. I mean, what have I been saying? Right? We're building a base, right? From the green box. So if you're trying to trade to the downside in that green box overnight, the bigger picture is we came into demand and we're trying to build a base. And all of it makes sense, man. All of it makes sense right into earnings. Yeah, for sure. We went long on some spy guys, kind of getting back my morning my morning mishap. And I would have got that back, like if I would have took that second signal, man. But that's why so important. You gotta stay consistent, mechanical. If you're gonna trade one signal, you gotta trade the other ones. You can't just pick and choose. To me, that's how you get. That's how you lose. That's how you get down.
Absolutely. You just got to be hyper aware of, you know, all the conditions,
Oh
everything you're
yeah.
learning builds.
Yeah, it's just like when we go back way, way back in the day when I talked about, um, taking trades. If the probability suggests that you can win, 60, 70% of the time, sometimes 80%. I mean, if we're looking at these signals, um, if you kind of pick and choose around those, I don't know why, but traders are famous for picking the losers. Am I right? Like, I'm going to pick the losing signal. I'm going to pick the losing trade that the moderator put out. It's just Murphy's Law. So you got to stick to it. So I know that when I told you guys this before, when I used to trade other people's rooms and signals, looking back, the best way to probably do that is to take every trade, but to use a system that cuts losers fast. Because if you don't, you just end up, I don't know how, you just end up choosing people's losers. Alright, we're almost at 74 points here on the ES Futures as we get just a tad closer. I think I should move my white line here because market's kind of stuck on that. Apple's saying we continue higher. These guys, they keep pushing. They're almost at $4. Roberto, what are you doing this morning? Amazon's almost at 80. It's only 20 points from our target there. Bro, eating breakfast. I hear you, man. Just need to get past this line, folks. Get past the line. Let's go. Amazon buy signal. Probably going to hit that 80. How's your Q's doing over there? You still in? Yeah, I don't know why you got out. You know, why you trim so much? Look at the cloud. All right. Let's go over here. The spies that we picked up this morning, those are already up 50 cents, guys. Not bad. Nope, not that. Is that me or you? See, the issue is they push it up about 50, 60 points right before open, and then they give you 10 to 15 points to work with. You know, just no follow through. I think this is the hardest part about this entire journey here lately. Bigger moves are with the futures. Yeah, charting out this BX here. Alright guys, I'm going to cover some of this AMD short. Possible move down to 108.63 now. This BX looks interesting. We're through 120. 129. Let me see here. AMD keeps going down, so see, you got to be flexible. I thought about going long AMD and I ended up going short just because of my signal. VIX is kind of just sitting there at 29. I'm going to try my hand at a couple of swings, guys. And if they're not working, you know, if they're like beaten and bruised but before the end of the day, then, you know, if they break the reason why I got in, then I'll get out of them. Was that you? What's wrong? Did you already get stepped out? Yeah. It's all good, babe. Alright, guys, I'm covering some more on AMD here. AMD actually took out yesterday's. Let me see. There we go. And DVN, I added a little bit here. Again, swing trade. We'll check it. Check and make sure it can stay within its levels there. IWM not doing well. Let's go over here and check it out really quick. Just a inverted, nice topping wick. Stops below neutral. Everything else kind of trying to stay in there. That's what I'm going to do on right here. I want to see the advancers hold this 2258 level. So basically what I want to see here is the market hold this level. Is that you? What'd you do? What'd you do? Trim some winners? Did you get out? Why? I was looking at this tweet the other day, and it's like when people take swings that don't work, all of a sudden turn into an investment. That's how you become an investor. Did you know that, Ashley? Yeah. I don't know. Cover some more AMD short there. IWM, I'm pretty sure they're trying to go for my stop here. Pretty impressive. That was a neutral strategy trade. Looking for that break. Let's see. Alright guys, I closed AMD here. We also have advancers coming close to 2069, which we could see a little relief bounce here maybe. Amazon's still up 52 bucks. Excuse me. And so you're saying we open up into resistance? Yes. IWM is approaching the daily edge. I might add some if we get into there, which is at around 195. Yeah, let's take a look up here at ES Futures. Couldn't get past that line. I should have moved it. And let's look at the gap really quick. Alright, in the cloud. You see, we got some of that SPY off in time. BX trying to hold in there. My DVN is down about 20%. So let's see here. We're gonna take this off, kind of clean it up just a little bit. Let's go over to SPY. There we go. So right down here at the daily edges, see we got sell signals. Ashley actually took these sell signals here and for some reason covered while we were in here. I was kind of giving her a hard time. Don't really understand why she closed, but she did. But she had the right idea here. She went short off of this. see if this daily edge works now. Amazon's holding in there. Yeah, it's not bad from the daily edge. Remember, wide expansion ranges here, so it's really difficult, obviously. So smaller trades, wider stops. Let's see, what do we got? Breathe. T79, what do you have going on, man? What have you tried? What have you tried so far? Let's see. Check out that SPY, babe. So why'd you sell? So I'm just trying to. Nice little flush. Let's see what they want to do here. No more misbehaving, right? What's that lower purple line? I'm trying to see. 28? Jesus, dude. You see me over here in my chair rocking. Right? I thought ATR was saying 2800. I was like, maybe we need some different hedges on. Oh, I watched. Take the stairs up, take the elevator down, and then we just go slow motion. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. That Amazon though. Yeah, if you guys are trading, SPX, good luck. If it's in your direction, that's awesome. If it's not, it's scary. I'd be trying a little bit of SPY. That's just me. Yeah, this is how Amazon was earlier in the year or towards the end of the year as well. This is when the market was having a difficult time. It just kind of stayed and had its most strength days. Yeah, AMD just got smashed. Jesus. Had the right idea on that, right? That'd have been nice with some options there, but I shorted with shares. So banks are kind of keeping their groove. Um, Energy kind of, with oil futures. XLE still up a buck. Oil's down 24 cents. Devon took a seat back as well. I added to that trade. These days are interesting, right? Like the SPY is up, but it feels like a down day, right? Microsoft's up 6. I kept getting buy signals all through aftermarket yesterday. And even when I woke up this morning, I just turned it off. So, let's see, what's this upstart looking like? I think we're trying to see if we can find a bounce here in AMD. I'll try to trade it both ways. Yeah, there goes the bounce. They were talking about the movie Don't Look Up in the room. It was a good movie. Good job controlling your losses today, Ben. And your wins. You're just flat on the day. Wait for that next big trade. This time go in about 10 grand. I liked it. But it's kind of a, I don't know, Roberto, if you're on audio or not. Huh? It's a what? A satire, yeah. But it's also kind of like reality. So it's kind of annoying. That's how I felt, to think like this is true. This is how the world feels right now, and it's frustrating. I mean, basically, the world's coming to an end. We're just talking about the movie. Don't Look Up. I feel like, the world's coming to an end. They're trying to tell everybody, and nobody really cares. They just care about how they look. and what they say on social media, and all that stuff is more important than reality, you know. Come on, Vix, go down, baby. ES, get over 44.17. Let's go. I need to stand up. Stretch a little bit. Don't squeeze me, bruh. Are you short, Brock? Yeah. Nice, man. Probably the most piss poor performance in the market that I've seen in a very long time. I mean, even during when Obama was president, it was pretty lame. But this one really tops it. I feel like we're really getting some discounted prices, though, right? The question is how long you want to be at that discount, right? Do you want to go to Sam's and pick up your food and come home and eat it, or do you want to go to Sam's and camp out for 2 years, right? Arthur, believe me, I miss those tweets too. I miss those tweets too, man. Those were exciting, right? Like you knew, like a tweet was inbound, man. If the market was having a hard time, it was fun. To be fair, he warned everybody, right? Do you not remember? He warned about this. But in hindsight, look at that little baby dip. That's a baby dip. Right? Get any buy signals, babe?